Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagem. Chanel have increased their prices. I just want to get straight into the video, and then I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about Chanel's financial results as well. So first of all, let me say thank you to one of my subscribers, Patricia. Thank you, darling, for reaching out to me and sending me this link to Passport, which I read. So it's completely official. The price increase is happening, okay? And it is a worldwide thing. The 1st of July. I want to say thank you to Patricia because that article is very detailed. So I'll link in the description below. And yeah, I mean, it's on and it's popping. So this is what I have gleaned. I read the article. I also did some of my own research on Facebook, Instagram, and forums. So the sort of general consensus is that it is starting on the 1st of July. It is worldwide. The price increase seems to be a kind of attempt to harmonize prices in general, because Chanel have realized that there's some currencies who are paying less for product, and there's some currencies that are paying more as well. People from those countries are using that currency maybe to pay more. So it seems that if you're in the US, this is what I found out. First of all, I found out that the classic flaps are probably going up by almost $1,000. So maybe let's say from $800 onwards. And by almost 1,000, the boy bags are affected, the Chanel 19s are affected, and so is the Coco Handle. I couldn't find out any information about the Trendy. I believe the Trendy is coming back in 21B or 21K. It's a seasonal bag. It's my favorite bag, so I always watch out to see if there's any news about it. It's probably going to go up as well. And shoes are also going up. Now, in light of the fact that bags and shoes are going up, I was thinking, is ready-to-wear affected? Yeah, probably is going to be affected. It wouldn't make sense not to. Now, you might be like, okay, well, they just increased. Yes, they did. In the beginning of the year, they just increased. I think that Chanel are just going to be in the spirit of increasing every financial quarter, which is basically 4 months. So every 4 months, you should be expecting an increase of sorts. This seems to be the thing that they want to do. This seems to be how they're planning to move forward. There are a lot of different theories about why Chanel is doing this. Like, why do this price increase on the 1st of July? Why increase the prices so significantly? Like, why are they doing this? This is just me speculating. I can't explain why. But one thing I will push back upon that I saw in Facebook and Instagram comments a lot of people were saying, well, they're increasing the price because they're seeing what's going on at Fashion File and The Real Real. Okay, let's be clear. If they're two companies that Chanel has a quiet, silent, but deeply brutal aversion to, it is those two companies. Okay, they stay suing The Real Real, honey. Okay, they love suing those people. So I don't know if they're like looking at the resale prices that much. I don't think that that is the driving force for the price increases at all. I actually think the driving force for the price increases, they really want to shut out people who are uncomfortable with big prices. I think Chanel really wants to be a very uber rich, super luxurious brand, which it is an ultra luxurious brand, but they want their prices to match that. And maybe they felt like with those mini bags, it wasn't really matching that. Maybe they felt like the classic flaps just didn't cost as much money. And I think that's where we're headed now, basically, with them. I don't think it's about resale prices. Somehow I don't feel like the top dogs who choose the pricing for Chanel products are like sitting looking at Fashion File like, okay, let's make it this and that. That's a little bit of a reason, but it's not the driving reason. I think the driving reason is Chanel really wants you as a customer to be someone who's comfortable spending £14,000 to buy this metal bag. I believe the metal bag is 14,000. And this was a very like cool piece that was very, very popular when it dropped earlier this year. It was all over Instagram. They want you to be comfortable with that. 14 grand is a lot of money in the UK. In anywhere in the world, £14,000 is a ton of money. I think that Chanel have just decided that this is the road that they want to go down, and I think that they feel like they're going to be more profitable this way. Another thing that I saw people talking about in groups, and I was disagreeing when I saw this on Facebook, like, oh, Chanel want to be Hermes. Chanel are unbothered, unpressed, and undefeated when it comes to Hermes. Okay, they don't care. I really don't think they can. I'll tell you why. So when I was looking at their annual results, which I'll talk about later, they made 10 billion euros in 2020. Okay, guess how much Hermes made? Still a lot of money though. They made 6.3. Even during the year of this, horrific plague, Chanel still found 10 billion euros to bring to the table. Like, we still got it. Chanel are not worried about them. I do not believe that they're pricing their products the way Hermes priced their handbags and small leather goods and all the rest of it. I think that they're really focused on what they're doing, and they want. I think they just want that like high, like they want people who are high level spenders. They want the ultra rich to buy things, and they want people who are very comfortable with the idea of maybe every 2 months going to the Chanel boutique, or every month going to Chanel and picking up something new, or at the very least every collection when it drops, picking up something new. I believe they're also increasing these prices to attract new VIPs. I don't just think it's about being rich. There are many people who are very rich who can afford to buy from Chanel. In general, it's like to be a VIP, at least in Europe, your spend needs to be about 100,000 euros. That's the last thing I was told by someone on very good authority who is very familiar with the way Chanel's VIP program works. So 100,000 euros was the starting point a year. Now that is a massive sum of money, but there are many people in the world, and there are many people in the world who do earn huge salaries, like people who work in financial services, entrepreneurs, okay, people who are heirs to small businesses, but not just those people. There are many people with like actual jobs, like high-flying doctors. There's some doctors who earn like $700,000 a year, $800,000 a year. It's not out of the realm of possibility that you can have a high-paying job and be a Chanel VIP. I believe Chanel want those VIPs, whether you're an heiress or whether you are someone who's making a ton of money, trading cryptocurrency, or you work in the City of London. They want those high-end VIPs who are going to spend a ton of money all of the time. That is what they want. And I think that they're actually really happy. Like, the more people who are like, okay guys, I'm done with Chanel, I'm going to Hermes. Why are you going to Hermes? There are games to play over there. Or the people who are like, I'm done with Chanel, I'm going here. I think Chanel are like, that's right, in my Tony's Frosty's voice. I think that's exactly what they want. They want you to leave, okay, because they want to increase the prices more and more. The Jumbo, allegedly, once this price increase is in effect in the US, will be about $8,500, allegedly. If that is true, as of the 1st of July, I believe that that Chanel is going to basically be doing this over and over again until they can get the Jumbo to $10,000. I actually think they want to see who would buy the Jumbo for 10K. I believe that that is their goal, and I think they're going to continuously increase the prices of all the classic flaps until they can get the Jumbo within sight of 10,000 US dollars. Now, for me, I don't like, when it comes to Chanel, I just really like the trendy, and I like their prêt-à-porter as well. And of course, I'm here for their business shenanigans, because I find their business movements even more fascinating than the products that they make. But I think fundamentally, like, this price increase was going to happen. They'll probably do another one at the end of the year. They'll probably do one at the top of next year as well. It is what it is. So the question is, are you comfortable with this? Like, you, as being someone who likes Chanel, are you comfortable with it? Yes or no? And what do you think about it? Me personally, I just think if you're going to invest in a classic flap, you need to do it this year, because next year it'll go up again. It'll continuously just go up and up and up and up until the Jumbo hits 10K. I believe that's what they're trying to do. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this Chanel price increase, and I can't wait to tell you what they've been getting up to in their financial results, as they call them. Okay, so Chanel released their financial results on the 15th of June, or what they call results, which is cute because it wasn't really results. It's like a press release, okay, with some profit and loss at the bottom. I read the whole thing. I read all of their financial reports and all the rest of it. I'll link it in the description below. It's actually on their website. You can read it. Now, I don't really want to summarize like what they talked about. I just want to talk about a few themes. First of all, Chanel spent €1 billion in 2020 investing in the brand. They purchased the new Bond Street location in London, so they own that now outright. They also said that they are making improvements to the Beverly Hills boutique in California. So that's going to be open in 2022. That's going to be a massive, beautiful store. Okay, and they also said they invested in their fragrance and beauty boutiques. That makes sense. They opened in Cape Town, and they're also doing a bunch of other stuff as well. It's very clear to me that Chanel really, has spent a lot of money because they feel very confident and they believe in the brand. As I said, they made €10 billion last year. That was actually like a decrease of like 18%, but in light of the fact that it was COVID-19, I mean, I don't really see what the big deal is, the fact that C-19 happened, because, you know, even if they had a decrease of 18%, it's like, well, we had this plague happening, so that makes sense why the revenues would be down. Now, when I was reading this report, it became so clear to me what these people are trying to do. Just my feeling as a little business owner myself. Let me tell you, Chanel are planning to float this company. Not today, not tomorrow, but it's so obvious in the next 5, 7, 10 years that Chanel will probably be floated on the stock exchange. I'm assuming it will be floated in London if they ever decide to go down that route, or maybe Bourse in Paris. But it's so obvious that this is what they're trying to do. There is no reason for them as a private company to release these financial statements all the time. There is just no reason. I think that they're getting the company ready to be floated on this stock exchange. And the reason why I think that is they have released a few of these reports now for a few years. Many people in business, if you read the actual Financial Times, or you read a lot of business media and you go into comments or go into Seeking Alpha, and you see like how people, like how investors talk about Chanel, many people are confused. Part of an investing Facebook group, and when the results came out, I was like, oh guys, I love luxury brands, and Chanel just released their financial results, and people were commenting on my post like, why does this company release results, okay, when we can't buy any shares in them? I was like, it's so obvious that this is what they're planning to do. Even if they don't say it, it's so clear that that's what they're planning to do. And as usual, you know, they're just being successful. Chanel's being Chanel, being extremely successful, so profitable. It's just making so much money. Even in a down year, they still beat Hermes by revenue. I mean, I'm sorry, but as much as we go in on Chanel, okay, for their shenanigans, you cannot deny that this is like Beyonce, MJ, Prince level success here. They're just doing super, super well. They also name-checked Virginie, and that was a big deal to me, to see her name in like the financial document. I was like, oh, okay then. So obviously things are going really well for her. Now, moving forward, what is like, if we look into like a crystal ball, what is the future of the business side of Chanel? I think that the Wertheimer brothers basically kind of also need to be realistic, okay? Even if one day, because I don't believe that the Wertheimer family will ever sell this brand. I don't believe that they will ever sell the company, ever. Even if they decide to float on the stock exchange, like, they need to be ready to change the way they move as a business. Like Hermes, for all of their shenanigans in the couture world, Hermes is a very professional business. Like when it comes to the way they communicate with shareholders, the way they offer information to investors, and all the rest of it. Axel Dumas is the CEO of Hermes, and obviously he's one of the heirs to the Hermes Dumas family. And, you know, very professional guy. And whenever they have an earnings call, he'll be there. He'll answer questions from analysts. He does interviews. He's not a recluse, you know. The Wertheimer brothers are extremely private. They don't like having their photos taken. Apparently, even at catwalk shows, they're like in the background. They'll be there, but you won't even see them, okay? That's fine and everything. I think that's fine for now. But if Chanel plan to go public, like that is not going to work. That is not going to fly when you have basically sold shares and people have used their money to purchase shares in your company. So this kind of leads me to think that they really will float it on the stock exchange, because I believe that both of the brothers do have children. So there are other like people in the Wertheimer family, like heirs to the Wertheimer fortune, who are there. So I would guess that us floating on the stock exchange would also provide liquidity to other family members. So basically, just super quick, just focusing on the business side here, not talking about, you know, the romanticism of who Gabrielle Chanel is, but pretty much Gabrielle Chanel connected with Pierre Wertheimer, okay, who was a French businessman, and he is literally he was the financial engine of Chanel Parfum, okay, which was, you know, the precursor to the Chanel business itself, and all of the other things that she did. She did have that guy who was like her boyfriend, Capel, who also financed some of her boutiques and stuff, but it really was Pierre Wertheimer who financed the Chanel business, okay? I don't really want to talk about what happened between Gabrielle Chanel and Pierre Wertheimer. It's very controversial. It's very emotional. It's horrific, quite frankly. So I might do that in another video if you guys are interested. If you want me to talk about that, I will. But it's very, very, very it's very emotional to talk about that. So basically, then Pierre Wertheimer had a son called Jacques. Jacques had 2 children, Gerard and Alain Wertheimer, who are the Wertheimer siblings today. And they kind of remind me of the Barclay twins. If those of you from the UK are familiar with the Barclay twins, there were these 2 billionaire identical twins, okay, who used to own the Daily Telegraph. They were very eccentric and fascinating characters in business. The Wertheimer brothers kind of remind me of them a little bit. So yeah, I think, I think ultimately, like, the Wertheimer brothers, like, I think that they have an end game. There is no reason at all to release these financial results year after year, especially considering how much Chanel really doesn't like press. They don't like the media, like the Chanel business side. We're not talking about Virginie and them, like the business side. They don't like to talk to the media. They don't want to discuss these things. They don't like to do interviews. The Wertheimer brothers do not do interviews. Some of the executives do, but they don't really talk to, like, they don't even like necessarily do these big interviews with like the Guardian or CNBC or the New York Times. They do it with like Women's Wear Daily, which is very respected but very niche. So I just feel like, for me, I'm like, I don't really understand the point of you guys constantly just releasing these results, which are very thin, by the way, but thank you for releasing them anyway, unless you're going to be floating on the stock exchange. So that's really what I think is going to happen. If Chanel do float on the stock exchange, so much of their business will change. They'll have to do interviews. Like, whether it's the Wertheimer brothers or it's their children, they'll have to be someone from the family that owns the controlling shares of this business to talk to the media. In which case, if you look at Hermes, it is the Dumas family, who are very involved. They do interviews. They're available to chat, okay, when it comes to business stuff. Now, is the Wertheimer family willing to do that if Chanel is floated? Something else that will be public if Chanel ever was floated on the stock exchange: how much Virginie Viard is paid as a salary. I was like doing my research. Virgil, I believe when he first started, the number that's floating around on the internet is $3 million. Now, we can look at that, today and say, is he still getting that today? Probably not. He's probably getting way more than that. But those are things that will absolutely come out if a company is floated on the stock exchange. Shareholders have a right to know how much someone is, being paid, whether they're the fashion designer or the CEO. So yeah, I just wanted to share those updates with you. I just think it's so fascinating to me because regardless of what people say about Chanel, and so many of you complain about quality, well, 10 billion euros says the quality complaints are just on social media then. They're just on YouTube. They're just on Instagram, okay? Because Chanel is selling and they're making a ton of money and they're out here succeeding. They're beating Hermes. I don't want to hear anyone on this channel say Chanel trying to be Hermes, okay? Chanel are very unbothered. And yeah, I'm just super curious to know what you guys think of the price increases. I think with €1 billion invested last year, there'll be more and more price increases to recoup the money that they spent last year. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure you give me a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in my next video.